Today in Bryce we are going to make the landscapes that we made last class into more of what we would actually like them to look like. And we're going to include our name in them in 3D. So to do this we're going to use Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, and Bryce. So you'll be able to use two programs. I created a landscape a little bit more like one that I wanted to represent myself. I have a beach with some sand, I have a palm tree, I've got a nice sunset, and I have my name right here. So to create this, you're going to start actually in Illustrator. You're going to go to, it's not going to start out just like this. You're going to go to the Start menu, you're going to type in Illustrator. You're going to open up Adobe Illustrator CS6 or Creative Cloud, whichever one you have on your screen. Then you're going to go to File, New. You're going to type this name as the title. Then you're going to change the width to 4 inches. So change your units to inches. They will be on points when you begin. So you're going to change them to inches. 4 inches, so type in 4 IN. For the width, for the height, we're going to type in 4 IN. Then we're going to click OK. Get a new document. All you need to worry about right now is that it should be on standard black, stroke, and white fill. And I will teach you more about what those mean soon, but it should be on black, stroke, and white fill. You're going to use the Type tool, which looks like a T. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to click once and let go somewhere on your canvas. So I am going to type what I would like to appear in 3D in Bryce, and I would like for you guys to use your name. Then I'm going to select it just like I would in Microsoft Word with the mouse. And I'm going to right click and go to Font. I have a whole bunch of fonts that I can use, and you can see I like doing it this way with font because you can see what they actually look like. So we've got stencil, we've got the one that I used before was Snap ITC. And then you're going to click on the selection tool, which looks like a black arrow. It's the top of the tools. These on the left, we'll be talking about soon, are the tools in Illustrator. So when you click on it, there's a box, a bounding box that goes around the word, and then you can resize it. We want it to use a lot of the space. You can make it taller if you would like to stretch it out, or you can make it smaller. But the important thing is that it takes up most of the space right here. Then I'm just going to let it be, click off of it. I'm going to go to File, Save As. I'm going to save a copy of it to the desktop or to my server folder, the one with your number under computer, and name it name.ai. That's the Adobe Illustrator file. And I'm going to click Save. I've already done that, so I'm going to replace the one that I did. Then you're going to get an Options menu. Just leave that alone and click OK. Then you need to save it one more time because that was just your Adobe Illustrator file for the program file. We want to save it as a picture. So we're going to save it as a JPEG. In order to do that, you need to go to Save for Web. And we are going to make sure that this preset is not GIF, but JPEG. And click Save. You're going to save it as name.jpg and click Save. I've already done that, and I'm going to replace the file that I just saved. Then we're done with Illustrator, so you can close Illustrator. You don't need to save your changes. And we're going to go into Bryce. When you open up Bryce, I'm going to give you guys a new world, so I'll hit Escape and go back to wireframe. When you guys get into Bryce, what you're going to do is you're going to see your basic plain Bryce, just starting from scratch. It'll look something like this. What we're going to do first is create a landscape. So I am going to teach you how to create a new landscape. The way I made the beach is I hit the terrain, and then instead of just resizing it and editing the materials, I went to E for Edit Terrain. If you click on E, you get to the terrain canvas. You can draw and erase your own shapes, and you get a 3D preview over here that will show you when you spin it around all the directions of what you've made. So I'm just going to take, this is your brush type. This one is your brush size. You can see when you move your mouse to the right, it makes a bigger brush size. When you move your mouse to the left, it's a smaller brush size. So I'm going to make a bigger brush size. This is the softness of the edge of the brush. This is the pressure of the brush. This one is the elevation of the brush. And this is the resolution. So the only thing we're going to worry about right now is the brush size and the elevation. So I'm just going to paint straight across by clicking and dragging straight across. And then I'm going to make the elevation a little bit higher by clicking right here and moving my mouse to the right. Right makes it a little bit higher, left will make it smaller. And then you'll see that it's a little bit lighter of a color when I paint over with that. Then you're going to make your elevation a little bit higher and paint, trying to make a gradation of a beach so that it gets a little bit sandier, and the sand kind of tapers off. So I can see what I've made right here. There's my preview of my beach. I kind of want to take the elevation down a little bit at the bottom so it'll go under the water. So I'm going to take my elevation a little bit low and erase some of this so that it drops off into the water. Then all you need to do is check it off when you like it. There's my beach. I can make it a little bit bigger or spin it around if I want. These little dots are controls for sizes. So there's my beach, and then I need to create a water plane. And that water plane will go on forever. And I can edit material to change the style of water. If I want it to look a little bit more Caribbean or a little bit more interesting, I can go to waters, and there's one called Caribbean Resort, which is really nice. Check that off. And then my sky and fog menu, I can change my sky. I have it on a sunset. You can go to render and scene so that you can see what it looks like. And then I have a sunset set up. I'll choose a different one so that you guys can try a different one. Let's try multicolored sunset, see what that looks like. Check it off to keep it. And now I'm going to make a tree. So I'm going to create a tree, and then I don't want this style of tree, so I'm going to go to E to edit my tree in my tree lab. Under the shape of the tree, I can make it a palm tree. I can make the shape of the palm coconut palm branches. I can have it the branches bigger with more leaves. I can have change the distribution of the trunk, change the angles, so you can play with this a little bit until you get something that you like. And then I'm going to check it off. So here's my palm tree. I'm going to move the palm tree over a little bit. And when I render, I have a different kind of a beach world with a tree and a sunset and water. And you can't quite tell the Caribbean Resort is there because it's the sky is not really reflecting it really well. So sometimes you can see that that's really, really bright, like crystal blue and just beautiful. So here's my little beach world. So now I'm going to put my name in it. In order to put your name in it, we're going to go to the Create menu, and we're going to create a symmetrical lattice. It looks like a mountain on both sides, the bottom and the top, or a spinning top. It's called the symmetrical lattice. This allows us to create shapes that free float. So I'm going to go to E, and then I'm going to click New. This is a blank canvas. I could use my my brush, and I could draw whatever I want. Like I could draw a smiley face, and then you see in the preview that you have a smiley face that shows up. But I'm going to click New, and I'm going to click on Picture. It's going to ask me what picture I want to put in. We've already saved name JPEG to the desktop. You could go to your desktop and find it, name JPEG, click open. Now you see your name is there, but it's inverted. So we need to flip it over so that the positive and the negative are switched. So I'm going to click invert, and then I'm going to check it off. Now this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be on its side like this, so you're not going to be able to tell that it's your name. It'll be like that when you look at it. So this is your 3D preview. I'm going to check it off, and there it is. So what you're going to do is, before you do anything else, you're going to find this top center black dot that when you put your mouse over it, it says Y. And then we're going to click on that, hold down, and move your mouse to the left. That will flatten your image. Then you're going to go to the Edit menu. This can be hard to figure out at first, but I'm going to take the Y axis, this little center thing to spin it around. This will turn it. So I'm going to put my cursor over the center ring, which is the Y axis, move my mouse to the left until it looks like it's straight sideways. And then I'm going to take the X axis and I'm going to move it so that I can see my name a little bit more. Take the Y axis, there's my name. I could take the Z axis and put it back down a little bit. So you can play with this a little bit. There it is. So if I render, my name, and I can choose any material, is floating in the sky in my land. So once it renders all the way and you have everything the way you like it, you are going to wait till it says anti-aliasing 100%. Once it gets there, you're going to save this image, and I'm going to teach you how to save it to the server folder. So this one is done rendering now. I'm going to go put my cursor up to the top of the screen, go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save this with my last name. Okay? Underscore landscape. So you're going to save it just like that. Your last name, underscore, you do shift and then the minus sign, landscape. You're going to leave it as a Bryce file, .br, whatever number of Bryce you're using, 7, 5, 6. And then you're going to put it on the desktop and hit save. To save the image, you're going to go to File, Save Image As, and you're going to save it as your last name, underscore, Bryce, or underscore, sorry, landscape, underscore, landscape. And you're going to leave it as a JPEG. So your last name, underscore, landscape. And you're going to save it on the desktop. And then you're going to minimize minimize Bryce. Okay? So you're going to minimize Bryce. You'll see your two pictures on the desktop. You're going to open up the little computer icon. Go to the computer icon. You're going to go to the Fine Arts server folder. And you're going to save by dragging. I don't have it on mine. So you're going to open up the Fine Arts server folder, and you're going to drag your either your BMP file or your JPEG file into the period folder for your computer graphics class. Thank you. Good luck. Make some interesting things.